going on, Jerome's? So the quarterback carousel is always fun. Just like every single fan base thinks that, hey, this rookie who's never played in the league, hey, this quarterback who's failed somewhere else, mama, I can change him, right? Although J.J. McCarthy's ready to rock and roll. So there's going to be a ton of movement, maybe a little bit of bowel movement in terms of the quarterback. So we're going to go through and predict where some of the key free agent quarterbacks as well as some of the top draft quarterbacks are going to land. Yo, here we go. First up, J.J. McCarthy. I think we know. You already know. Quarterback of the Vikings, pride of Michigan, going to get things done. And for all the reasons why Darnold succeeded last year, JJ has that, and also hopefully a souped-up interior offensive line, and hopefully a much better running game. Woo! Baby, we got Stu going. In New York, really New Jersey. So the Jets, so they said that they're good running it with Ty God. Okay. But the Jets, sitting there chilling. I think that they will sign Justin Fields. I think that they'll give him the old college try. I think that Aaron Glenn wants to build defense first and wants to have a good running game, and also having a mobile quarterback certainly is taxing on defenses. Aaron Glenn knows that, having coached against Justin Fields when Fields was with his prime with the Bears before they screwed him up. Back when Glenn was DC of the Lions. The Giants, Daboll and Joe Shane have to try something. Like, they're on thin ice. Rodgers still allegedly wants to play. This way, he doesn't have to move. They'll probably get Devontae Adams for cheap to go with neighbors. So, there you go. Next, Pittsburgh. I think they run it back with Russell Wilson, but they do draft a quarterback, which we'll get to in a sec. So, we're going to do free agents first. There's a trade, and then there's a bunch of draft picks. But Russell Wilson, now they actually have to pay full freight this time around. But, I don't know, like, Tomlin is like uber conservative at the quarterback spot. Like, he inherited Big Ben, and then everything else was just like, ugh, yeah. But I do think that Russ can operate the Arthur Smith offense. He hasn't really worn out his welcome with his teammates as yet. Next, the big one. Indianapolis takes a swing on slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback. I feel like the Colts, they have a talented offensive line. They have Jonathan Taylor-Thomas. They have Pittman. They got weapons all over the place. Anthony Richardson just isn't panning out, and I think that Ballard and Steichen are on thin ice as well. So taking a swing on Darnold, trying to instantly compete. You're in the AFC South. The Texans look fallible. It looks like you could actually get something done. But, yeah, I think Sam, he doesn't get the huge payday, but he gets a spot to compete. Probably beat out Anthony Richardson and go from there. Next, the Browns, Kirk Cousins. So reunited with Stefanski, and it feels so good. And also, once the Falcons cut Kurt, which seems inevitable, the Browns can sign him for basically what happened with Russell Wilson last offseason after the Broncos cut Russ. They can sign for the league minimum, which is good because they're sort of stuck with the cap because of the Deshaun Watson stupid contract. But Kurt hopefully won't get hurt, and he gets another shot to operate an offense he's familiar with. And I don't know, like, maybe Myles Garrett won't request a trade because, like, Kurt's there. Probably not. Next, the Vikings backing up. J.J. McCarthy is Trey Lance. No pants for Trey Lance. And Kevin O'Connell, he loves the quarterback projects. Just getting Trey Lance some good coaching is exactly what he needed, because Trey Lance played a season and a game as a starter at NDSU. He needed time to work. The 49ers didn't give him the time of day. The Cowboys didn't give him the time of day. And it's like, mama, I can change him. So the pride of Marshall, Minnesota comes on home. This is probably in conjunction with the Vikings bringing back Nick Mullins. So there you go. J.J. McCarthy, please stay healthy. Next, Jaguars. Jameis Winston. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have a lock on that job like everyone thinks. And also, Liam Cohen, Duval. Thing. Grant Udinsky. Can we get Jameis back to the 30-30 club? 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Record that will never be broken, by the way. It's funny, man. But, Jameis returning to, northern Florida adjacent. Tallahassee on the other side. Close enough. Next, Cardinals picking up Zach Wilson. So Wilson does have some ability, big-time arm, backing up Kyler. Go from there. And also Daniel Jones. So I know that the Saints said that they're committed to Derek Carr. Baloney. So Kellen Moore gets a quarterback project in Daniel Jones, guy who started a bunch of games this league. Athleticism, got some arms, and I think that Jones could work out. We'll see. Trade. Ooh, intriguing. So the Giants, after signing Aaron Rodgers, they get a little bit of insurance for the future. Now, Joe Milton got all the physical tools. late round pick by the Patriots last year. Showed some flashes when he was put in games, and I don't know, like you're always going to bet on the big arm dude, right? And Milton has some ability as well, but I mean, Milton was at Michigan. They went to Tennessee. He could throw the ball far. That's really it. So I don't know. Like they're taking a shot, see what happens. A little bit of backup for Aaron Rodgers and go from there. Draft wise, so we're gonna go Cam Ward at one of the Titans. I think that at a certain point, Callahan's just like, we gotta take a shot on a quarterback. And yeah, you're passing up on Carter, you pass up on Travis Hunter, but I do think that Cam Ward has the traits. I think that he has the disposition to be that dude. So now they got their quarterback in Tennessee. And also, hopefully they're building an FU offensive line for Ward, which is important. Also, the Raiders. Shedeur doesn't need an offensive line, as evidenced by last couple of years in Colorado. But I think that the allure of Shedeur in Las Vegas, it's a little bit too much. And I think that it's box office. Like Shedeur will move the needle. Plus, Shedeur, like everyone focuses on like waving the watch in front of NDSU. Congratulations for barely beating an FCS team, and all of that bluster and all this reports of immaturity and stuff. The thing about Shedeur is that he will kill himself on the field for his teammates, and he is a tough dude operating behind a bad offensive line. So he does bring that to the table, and I don't know, like maybe it'll work out long term, and also. Hey, Pete and Chip, if it doesn't work out, Pops is coming home. Deion's going to be the coach of the Raiders in like a year. Next, Browns take Tyler Shuck. So we have the Browns taking Shuck at number 33 overall. So Kirk Cousins can steer the ship for a little bit. They got Shuck as your quarterback of the future. And also, I mean, the Browns have shown that they're okay drafting old-ass quarterbacks. Shuck's going to be like 97,000 years old this upcoming season. Brandon Weeden 2.0. So there you go. At number 40 in the second round, so the Steelers take a swing at a quarterback. Russell Wilson, maintain the ship. You got Jackson Dart, who is allegedly rising up draft boards. We'll see. Again, this is a thin quarterback, but the demand for quarterbacks is still there. So some of these guys are going to get overdrafted. It is what it is. Also, speaking of overdrafted, Jalen Moreau going to the Jets in the fourth round now. Skill set overlap between Justin Fields, Jalen Moreau. You can operate a similar offense. Also, if you got Ty God in that mix as well. And I do think that Moreau has some upside as a quarterback. Do I see him as a starter ever? No, but could he have a solid backup quarterback, type career? Maybe like a Mitchell Trubisky Ponder? It's possible, sure. Next, Dolphins. Oh, speaking of short left-handed quarterbacks, Dylan Gabriel going to the Dolphins, backing up Tua. It's just too good. Fifth-round pick, number 151. And lastly, the Raiders. So the Raiders drafted Shedeur Sanders, and then they pick up Will Howard in the fifth at 155 overall. Will Howard, obviously working with Chip Kelly, OC at Ohio State, now OC of the Raiders. Just makes sense. And this is all set up for another Heath Schuler, Gus Frerotte, RG3, Kirk Cousins setup where Shedeur, if he doesn't work out, you got Will Howard. You got Big Willie style. Nah. Anyways, that is it. Predictions for where these stupid-ass quarterbacks are going to end up, both in free agency, a trade, as well as in the draft. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.